Welcome back to the Chronicles of the Damned. Tonight, we lower the lantern into the deepest vaults of the immortal mind. In our first three chapters, we track the bloodline. We walk the ghastly streets of 18th century Paris. We witness the birth of a monster. But tonight, in episode 4, we meet the rock star, the rebel, the fiend who refused to hide in the shadows. We talk about Lestat the Leon Core. He's not your tragic, weeping creature of the night. He does not beg for forgiveness. Lestat craves the spotlight just as fiercely as he craves the vein. He is beautiful. He is boundless. And he is entirely devoid of remorse. Tonight we explore the grandest illusion, making humanity fall in love with the very thing that preys upon them. Pour your glass, turn down the lights. Let us step into the ballroom of the Brat Prince. I got excited. All right. So tonight we are discussing episode 4, The Devil's Road of the Vampire Lestat. But before, hey, to the end of 8447. Before we get into the actual questions, there are a few things I wanted to just spiral out there. All right, number 1, cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Got to be.
Next, Lestat has a whole apex predator diss track. Boom, let that in your back pocket. Armand is in a 12-step program. LOL. Louis, what the actual fuck are you doing? Hashtag letter. Next, psychopath Nikki makes several appearances in this episode. Next on the docket, Daniel reads Armand from the underworld to the fucking cosmos. And
nasty.
Other Lovin' has a whole nother meaning. So I know I kind of popcorned out a whole bunch of things that worked out in my mind as it pertains to this episode before our actual formal questions or conversation pieces that we get into. We know the cocaine is happening, the diss track, all the things, anything from anyone before we get into the actual formal questions about any of the things that I mentioned.
At this point in the show, I'm not quite sure if Lestat is an unreliable narrator because of the coke, because of his narcissism, or because that is just the essence of who he is, right? I'm very unsure at this point, but hey, I'm along for the ride.
It's a good ride. The Devil's Road is crazy.
And they need to leave that narcotic alone. They need to leave that narcotic alone.
My thing is, I want to see what happens between Daniel and Armand, and your girl Regina is off the hook.
You who?
Regina, whatever.
Virginia.
That's really what I wanted to say. That's why I got stuck.
Whatever it is. I'm tripping. I think that I think your boy needs some help.
Who? Which one?
Boy, what?
Louis.
He's Louis. He's Louis when he's acting like this. He's Louis right now. When he's stuck, he's Louis.
He's stuck all the time.
Well, maybe we need to start calling him Louis.
Until the last episode.
They don't have no vampire psychologists out there.
You know, I was thinking the same thing.
They
got lawyers, so they might have psychologists.
They need one, like someone that's actually a trained psychologist with the hundreds of years that they have that can kind of really help them work through their shit. Because Louis got some issues, and Lestat got issues.
They all got issues.
But Louis and Daniel,
that's why they love each other so much.
Yeah, they saw each other's pain, and that's what drew them to each other.
That's what it is.
Armand in the 12
you in pain, I'm in pain. Just
Armand in the 12 steps.
I feel like that was the most hilarious slash like just drawing me in moment for the entire show was Armand with this trying to make amends part of the 12 step.
And it's it's the writing of the letter and having to go to people and confess how you
Yes,
wronged
he
them
really did
and
that part.
etc. But boo, you have done so much bad and
You
so
have.
much ill.
What are we
I
talking about right now?
I don't know if a letter is enough. I just
When I tell you Daniel read him from the underworld to the cosmos
and he
and read
needed
him for
to.
pure filth, I love every second of it.
Lestat
And he
wrote him a
needed
diss
to.
track.
That this track was so petty and so warranted. It was.
Here's the thing though. I'm not
And then
sympathetic
put
to
him on center
Daniel either.
stage. He made the lights go up on him.
Did.
Armand got so embarrassed he had to leave.
I'm not sympathetic to Daniel because he low key wanted this. He sought after it even back in San Francisco back in the 70s. He played this game and he sought after it and he was a willing participant in the game, right? Way back in Dubai in the 70s. So he's been wrapped around these two for a while. So I don't have any sorrow for you. I'm sorry, my boo. Don't have it.
I don't either.
I don't have it. Be best. Do
And
better.
it sounds like Sophia. She's a runner. She's a track star.
Oh, listen. Sophia, Gabrielle, ain't worth a dime in Chinese money.
I'm
They
gonna
need
say
to
this
call her
once, and
role
I'm not gonna
model.
say it no
Out
more.
of there! Out of there! Out of there!
I'm not gonna say it no more. But if they drop Gabrielle's character off the side of a mountain today, I wouldn't care one bit. I
You
wouldn't
wouldn't.
mourn. I wouldn't. I loathe every second that she's on screen, with the exception of the little bit of backstory that we get about Lestat's upbringing. I hate it. I hate this part of the season, but I understand why it's necessary. So yeah, that is true. We don't know how Daniel was turned, and that may give us a different lens to look at Daniel. Um, but still, he's a dick. So I mean, I feel bad, but at the same time, you're like,
You wanted it.
you wanted this.
And
You
he's
wanted
just so
this.
unlikable.
He is.
And
Unnecessary.
he's so enjoyably unlikable.
He's enjoyably unlikable.
I love the oxymoron.
He is.
All right. So let's get into one of our actual first discussion points and our questions. So how does the title "The Devil's Road" serve as both a literal rock metaphor for the nomadic, lonely isolation of vampiric existence? So the Devil's Road. How does it serve as a metaphor for the nomadic, lonely isolation of vampiric existence?
So for me, and I might be off base. So within this book, they several times they mention the devil's minion in reference to Armand. And so when you think about the devil's road, when you walk down the devil's road, it's kind of sort of talking about Daniel and the fact that he wanted to go down this path. He wanted to do all these things. And now that he's living this life, it's almost like he was unprepared, even though everyone told him what was. He's unprepared for it. He's unprepared for how it's affecting him, how it's shaping him, his longings. He has these longings for Armand, and he doesn't know what to do with it, right? And so it's like this is his first step into it. And he said himself, Armand didn't prepare him for any of this. And so just like Lestat wasn't prepared for it. You know what I'm saying? So now, and to an extent, Armand wasn't prepared for it. And so like a lot of these people are like reliving traumas. He just had what was unlike the rest of them. He had their insight into what this life was.
I agree with that. And the only thing that I will say is the one difference between, and this is why we give him so much grief, Louis had the most preparation for life as a vampire as anyone, and yet he is still so messed up, and he's still on this same path, on this same devil's road, that everyone else is, just harboring regrets and living trauma over and over again repeatedly. And we see this towards the conclusion of this episode with this whole sad Regina scene. How great to see the actress Delaney again, but in the way that, that daddy we reference, etc. And I know we probably get to it, is just a sad state to kind of see Louis in, and that the regret and the suffering that he's still enduring hundreds of years later, right? It it's just, it's this path, it's this vampiric path, and I just, I would love to see alternatives to how they're living in this universe to what some of the other vampires are doing, just as a curiosity.
And I'm gonna repeat the question, Veramin. And so the original question was, how does the title "The Devil's Road" serve as both a literal rock tour, and a metaphor for the nomadic, lonely isolation of vampiric existence?
Oh,
You wordsmith the hell out of that question.
And so the Devil's Road, when we think rock and roll, how does that title tie into the metaphor of being a nomad, constantly being here and to and fro, and being a lonely vampire?
it makes me think of Armand, especially after all he's done. Even though there's like a cult-like following behind him, he's so lonely. You could just see it with these letters. I don't care who he's helped, it's never enough. He's always so sad and so always yearning for something.
Do you think that ties into everyone? Do you think everyone has this I guess because it's forever, that this sense of loneliness just constant? I think it relates to all the characters.
Everybody
They're
but Sophia.
so lonely. Well, because
Well, no, she does come back to Lestat. She does
Oh.
come back to Lestat. But I think that she's able to withstand that feeling, that pressure, that need a little bit better than everyone else.
I think it has something to do with the fact that she's his mother. You can't cut off every inch of humanity from you. She says, my maker called me and I came. Your maker, who you made, call you and you come.
I think it's that. I also think it's part of her personality too. Like, really and truly, she really wants to be by herself and suck the marrow out of life, literally. She just wants to leave carnage everywhere she goes. I think that's just part of her character.
I think she enjoys being a vampire.
She loves it because she has a sense of power, I feel, that she didn't have in her mortal life.
Right? Think about when she was created, though.
Yeah.
So for me, the Devil's Road is one of being dark and chaotic, and rock and roll. It's both that. It's high energy, it's dark, it's chaotic, it's lots of things unknown. So that tracks for me as far as like the rock tour and the Devil's Road. And as far as the nomadic side of it, you're constantly moving. You don't really have any anchor. So you're all over the place. And so it's hard to be anchored to anything and avoid isolation if you're constantly moving to and fro. And so just complete and utter darkness and chaos. And so, as we know, rock and roll is just that. It's chaotic. It's, constantly moving and shaking. From night to night, you don't know what it's going to look like. Lots of drugs, lots of groupies, all the things, rock and roll. And so I think that's a good parallel with the vampiric existence. So Lestat claims that his greatest fear is loneliness, yet he actively pushes people away. Is his chaotic energy on this tour an attempt to cure his loneliness? Or is it a form of slow motion psychological suicide? So is this tour trying to cure his loneliness, or is it slow motion psychological suicide?
I think that Lestat is a self-sabotager
Mm-hmm.
constantly. I think because of the things he's been through, and then the way his mom and first little minion, you know, did him. I think that he just doesn't think anybody will ever stay. And then he's had to develop this kind of personality, this kind of toxic personality just to even endure it.
Mm-hmm.
To where he figures they'll all leave anyway, so I'll just keep provoking them until they do. And at least I still get to be myself.
I think that it is an attempt to cure the loneliness, but I think that it is making it worse. It is making it worse because it's forcing him, but it's making it worse, but it's also making it better because it is forcing him to kind of face those issues, right? To face the Nikki, the Maris, the different characters in his life that have contributed to his trauma and to his lack of development and growth as a entity as a whole, right? But because it's so traumatic and because it's so chaotic and also because he's a bit of a narcissist, you know, it is making it worse, right? You basically you crashed a car, you know, in a fit of psychopathic rage. I
For shits and
just
gigs. For shits and gigs.
but ultimately I think it's necessary. I think ultimately what happens in the book is his path, right? And this book is him trying to come face to face with his past and or rectify the wrongs that he feels the book has brought out or has stated about him. While doing that, it is making him confront the issues that he currently has. Ultimately, we're going to get to the Brat Prince, the character at the end of the series, so to speak. And I think this is just a path to get there.
So for me, so the question, does the tour cure his loneliness or make it worse? Basically, I think he did it in an attempt to cure his loneliness, especially because he and Louis were trying to reconcile.
Mhm.
And so, in a way, he was trying to, he was trying to get back at Louis and especially Daniel, because he felt like Daniel and Telemaska had misinterpreted Louis's words, and he wanted to set the record straight. In so doing, he uncovered his own traumas.
Mhm.
And by uncovering his own traumas, now it is indeed making the situation worse, but it may actually help to heal him.
Right.
So 2D in the boot said the Devil's Road is pulled straight from the books. Also says, and it's about how the road for vampires is never ending. It was first mentioned in the Vampire Lestat, I believe.
Thanks, Tootie in the boot.
You love
Tootie
it.
in the boot.
A lot.
We have a few more comments. Do you want to get them now or do you want to wait?
Let's go for it. I can pause.
All right. So 2P also says, and excuse me, I don't think it had anything to do specifically with Devil's Minion, aka Armand and Daniel. Lestat, in a weird way, is predictable. Armand makes me angry.
Me too, Red Dog.
Red Talk, I agree.
I want to punch somebody in their face every time I see him.
Hey, what's girls in Paris? It's my sister.
Hey, girl.
She says, "Hey, my favorite content."
Contessa. Yes.
The Devil's Road is driven by their loneliness, but they all stay, I need my glasses, lonely because their actions and reactions hurt the ones they love, ultimately leading to a deeper spiral.
True.
That is true. You ate with that. That's really
She
that's what it's about.
Tootie says Lestat's main motivation for the tour is kind of a spoiler, but I do think that he self-sabotages in ways that he doesn't mean to.
Tootie, you don't think he's doing it on purpose?
I think with his anger outbursts and things like that, it gets the better of him and he reacts and causes the situation to get worse.
I just feel like after a couple hundred years, it ain't intentional.
Tootie says, I think the tour has less to do with curing his loneliness and more with drowning it out with drugs, sex, and rock and roll.
I like that too. In the boot.
But isn't that basically the same thing though, kind of? Like he's basically bored for the lack of a better
That's one
phrasing. He's basically bored.
Self-medicating.
Right. He's self-medicating by, I'm gonna do all these things to cure what ails me,
Yeah.
But by doing so, as we all have said in different pieces, he's actually bringing about his healing. Hopefully, we'll see.
All right, so I'm sorry, Bear Man.
I said, I don't know if I feel like Lestat ever really wants to be healed. He strikes me as there's nothing wrong with him type of person.
No, everybody is.
As the whole world burns around him and everyone is falling off and into the dust and decay, he's like, everything is fine.
Obviously, it wasn't me. The world been on fire. Like, let's not blame me. That's my take.
Look,
It has been on fire to his defense. Since the beginning, it's been, it's
I
been.
merely just made it more, what did you Americans say? Hell. Yeah. All right, so Lestat mocks Armand in a very public way on stage by performing his pop punk song Big Boss. Was this purely petty revenge, or does he use the worship of the audience to fill the void left by his mother? Was it just petty revenge, or is he using this as a way to fill the void of his mother? Big Boss.
So I refuse to think that everything that he does goes back to that heifer. I refuse to think that. Although I will say that it is part of the reason for his character and who he is. But I will say in this moment, I personally think that really it's about a jab at Armand. I really think that's really what it is. Especially in light of, and the placement of it during the show is right after they had a conversation and he talked about, hey, I have a moment for you, I have a song for you, et cetera, et cetera. I invite you to a show, meaning he knew that he was going to come and he wanted him to hear that song, and he figured he would not be able to stay away. It is all about revenge, right? If Louis can get it and Daniel can get it, Armand definitely can get it too.
Bear of men. Was it petty revenge, or is he trying to fill the void of his mother with a diss track? Big Boss.
Oh, it's definitely petty revenge. And he enjoys it. I think he just has always despised the rules that Armand has pulled him into, this whole idea of having to follow like these old ancient vampiric instructions that nobody ever told him, and who does it suit? It doesn't change with time. Nobody explains why. They just are what they are, and if you don't do what they say do, you die. And then Armand at the time got to be the judge and the jury and the executor and all that. Oh no, he didn't. He kept his hands clean. He didn't execute. He got to be the judge and the jury. So I think that it's a big fact. You know what I'm saying? Like, take that. And I mean, haven't you ever wanted to spit in the eye of an ex that was so obsessed with you? Because I mean, think about it. Was that even his ex? Now that we look back on it, especially when we see the videos from before, it's like it wasn't even his ex.
Not worried about you.
You're just obsessed with him? Yeah. Oh my god! Oh my god! Has anybody who's ever just been a little overzealous about?
But isn't Armand always obsessed with whoever he's with?
Yes.
I didn't even down. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even dig him down. You tripping? That's all I'm saying. Like, I've never really had that kind of connection with him. He knows it. That's all I'm saying.
It's unrequited love.
to somebody who's been.
Was it unrequited love, or was just the sex just that good? Was the dick just that good?
But did they though?
Right.
Did they know what?
But and to Armand, I love you. Lestat. Oh Jesus.
Oh yes.
That's why
Yes.
were they even together?
That part.
Like, what is
Yeah.
this?
Just being annoyed.
He was
Just
just
being
like,
annoyed.
oh, everybody's delusional. Who sits among me?
You're right.
Let me go.
Another perspective.
I kind of forgot that part.
Yeah, like that's what I'm like. Was that even an
Because on Armand's rendition of what happened, that's not how it happened. But on Lestat's, when he says, I love you, Lestat is like, oh my God.
And you know it's true because Gabriella was there, and she would have. Well, we don't know what she would have really said, but she didn't give any indication that he was lying.
Mm-mm.
She just sat there like, you think you're the only person he loves.
I screamed out loud when she said that. I was like, ah!
But I mean,
Yeah.
he's the seed of her essence. You know, she's just like, I made that boy myself. He ain't worried about you.
Yeah.
Now, let's take it back. I think it was season 2. I think I kind of sort of hinted at the fact that Armand was a bottom, and Daniel let loose. He said, "You a bottom twink."
He did say that, and I cackled at that too because I'm like, isn't he
A
that
bottom in
personality?
intellect and a bottom in ability. A bottom.
I was like, I wanted to toss my hair for Armand. Like, well, you ain't had this color yet. You
See
ain't
a
had
pretty.
this
That's a
I
pretty
mean,
son.
Let's bring y'all into the community for a minute. I mean, he just fit the stereotypical bottom energy that people expect in the community. That longing that
Yeah, submissive, completely
that's submissive. Yes, that's
He's-
submissive nature.
Are you telling me, Matra?
Yeah.
Mantra. I just love watching him. He's just so beautiful. He is so beautiful. Like,
Yeah, we have
He's pretty. That's a pretty man.
we have about 10-15 comments. Y'all want to get to them or?
Yeah, because we
Okay,
don't
okay.
win it all.
I can cut down some of the questions.
So Tootie in the Boot said Lestat knows the tour isn't working for him or doing any favors for his mental health, but he also doesn't care enough about his mental well-being to
He
stop.
doesn't have.
That's a
He a
fact.
rock star.
Uh,
Rock star like
Cardi said star.
I don't know. I mean, because at some point, self-preservation has to kind of come in at some point. I
But
won't
who
say
gonna
that
stop him, boo? Who gonna stop him?
nobody's going to stop him. That's the point. Nobody's going to stop him. So, you know,
Is it self-preservation or is it?
rock star lifestyle might not make it.
and maybe that's the whole point of Akasha. Just in the grand scheme of things, she is at force to be like, hey, look, you know.
All right. So Tootie also says, Big Boss was justice for Claudia, and I'll stand 10 toes down on that. He wanted to humiliate Armand the same way Armand humiliated Claudia with the baby Lou shit.
That's fair.
Is that fair when Lestat was he willingly was a participant in the destruction of Claudia? So I'm
Well-
not going to give him points because
I don't think he was. I think he tried to rescue her.
at the end,
Ooh, Armand?
No.
Hell no.
Lestat, huh?
No.
Didn't
no,
he find her ashes as well? Because didn't they show a clip where he saw the ashes too? He didn't see her when she burned, but I think he saw her when she burned. And like Lestat, I think the video kind of shows it like Lestat saw her when she burned. And then the other the movie shows it like
Oh, the movie.
Louis found her in, as like the ashes.
Yeah.
yeah. So, but based on the context of the show, Lestat's grand inquisition, so to speak, was a part of the whole trap and scheme that was laid out by Armand, and Lestat played a willing role in it, and so he does not get to have a high ground and really try to humiliate him. He's humiliating Armand for the sake of humiliating Armand because he feels that he has a part to play in the destruction of he and Louis' relationship.
So let's go back to the book. Lestat in the book did not get Armand's blood. He didn't get Armand's blood. It was I forget whose blood he got, but it wasn't Armand's blood. So Lestat was weak. So when Lestat played his part in all of that, Lestat was very, very weak. He had no choice. So if you go by the book, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
If you go by the television show,
Right.
All right, so let's move. We have a lot of comments, y'all. A lot. Red Todd says Nikki was right when he said Lestat was a mama's boy. She poured in him her frustration, her malice, her revenge in a fucked up kind of way. A lot of men grew up like that.
Yes.
Is that
A lot of men that they know grow up like that.
okay?
I would agree. I would 100% agree with this.
Oh yes, I totally agree with this.
You know, he was at no point trying to really gain the affections of his father.
Mm-mm.
You know,
But he was beating him.
mom.
He was beating him and his mother. So
And they bonded through their shared suffering, in a, you know, in a way, and they also thought of themselves as more than, you know, the brothers and the father, right? Referring to them as cabbages and, you know, etc. So cabbage. I'm gonna start calling people that in real life.
I am too.
So Tootie also says, y'all saw them pigtails and the clown makeup. Claudia is a big reason why he did that. They even mentioned the trial when Armand was apologizing. Lestat is still upset about that, and rightfully so.
Yeah. Because Louis blamed him.
Okay.
Louis blamed him.
So Red Todd says Lestat is the product of his mama's frustration, malice, etc. Tootie says we still haven't seen his point of view of the trial, and there's a lot of context we don't have. Your thoughts about that? Would seeing Armand's point of view or Lestat's point of view change anything?
I don't know how Armand's point of view could, or seeing his point of view could change my opinion of him. It could help me understand his motivation a little bit, but I will still see him as, you know, operating in bitchosity.
Absolutely. So rigid about the rules.
I don't want to see Armand's point of view. I don't. Armand did too much at this point to where it's just gonna piss me off. Like I have no interest in seeing his point of view now. A real Lestat point of view, as opposed to the theatrics that were happening at the end of the season of the Interview with the Vampire, that's different. You know, this was all theatrics, and you know everything was just there. But yeah, I don't want to see Armand's point of view. I would be more interested in seeing Lestat's point of view from how things played out.
That would be interesting. Like maybe even if it's just a supplement, like maybe 15, 20 minutes or 30 minutes or so, just to kind of see it, right?
Just put the head in. I got you.
That what I don't.
Just the head.
Just put the head in.
That ain't never enough.
I gotten in so much of trouble just saying that when I was.
That ain't never gonna do it.
I don't think physical sex. I think they blood share, which is feel intimate.
Also says,
I
understand why. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I understand why Armand and Louis were down bad. That shower scene, golly.
You ain't lying. The way he did it, and he did it on purpose. Like
he was dangling that dangling, wasn't he?
And then talking about and made a point of I think some point in the show someone said something about endowment. I think there was a lyric in the song that said something about endowment, and I was like, you.
I was like, you bragging like that? You bragging like that? All right.
We do too,
You know, he's
Red.
my favorite villain
We
anyway.
do too. He's a switch. He wouldn't climb on my back.
Mhm.
How
That's
he's
a-
He wouldn't climb on my back.
He a pretty stuff, like
baby. You
I
know,
told this to Jermaine, like, I mean, I wish I could draw because Armand is just so damn pretty.
I'm gonna make a critique though.
What you say?
I'm gonna make a critique though.
You gonna make her go ahead, critique.
Can he have Antonio Banderas' body though?
Baby, which from what era?
Girl, from whenever the movie
From the 90s. From the 90s.
Mine is
Yeah,
from the
whenever
movie.
Oh, from Desperado?
yeah.
Which film as we talking about?
And I don't know, but the accent, that Spanish accent, is just so fucking sexy.
It is.
To this very day, with the
It
braids and all. Just speak to it, Eddie.
In the book, isn't he 18 though?
Armand?
Yeah.
Armand is like, I want to say 16 or 17.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he's
very
amazing.
young. So his build in the TV show is
It's
more
closer to
accurate.
the-
It's
yeah.
closer to how he's supposed to be. So
Maybe we just seen these 18-year-olds eating steroids these days. Yeah.
it's the milk.
Because I'm like, shit.
So Red Tart is referencing something that was mentioned earlier by one of us. I think Akasha gonna kidnap Lestat and smash him to death.
Oh, pow, pow, pow. Okay. Oh, yeah. I can see it.
And listen, she wouldn't be like no other character. She'd be just like all the other characters that we've seen so far. They've all wanted to smash him to death,
Yeah.
and they just got they full. They couldn't handle it, and drove him crazy.
Because he kept saying he's got the blood of Akasha. He's fine. I'm fine. That's what keeps making me confused on whether, because I know the book Vampire Lestat comes out before The Queen of the Damned. And I'm like, wait a minute. Because that's what's so confusing. It's like, well, if you met Akasha already, how'd you get her blood?
So here's the thing. So he never explained to Louis anything about Akasha. Remember, he's not supposed to talk about Akasha.
Right.
They what is it called? I was about to say she who not. They shall
who
not
be named or moved or something. They who cannot be moved. I forget what they call them.
So basically, he wasn't supposed to talk about her. So Louis doesn't even know. It wasn't until season 2 that he even mentioned Akasha, and at that particular point in time, Armand wasn't even supposed to know who Akasha was, right? But Akasha kind of looked at him. Armand kind of looked at him like, "Oh my God, really?" But in the books, Armand doesn't even know who she is, right? So Louis definitely doesn't know who Akasha is at this particular point in time. So that's your confusion. Your confusion is they left that point out.
Okay. So he references her all the time, but he's not supposed to.
And then also from where we're watching this story, this is at some point in the future he is recalling all of these things. So I'm assuming at some point in the end we will see where he is present day, whether he's climbing out of a crypt or something. Well, he's not dead.
Aren't they at his funeral?
He's not really dead.
Whose funeral?
I mean, whenever they're trying to go over at the beginning of it, they're trying to go over his
estates.
And I'm like, who does that if he's not dead?
He's not really dead. He may be missing. He may be whatever. He's not dead.
He ain't dead. So you're right. So what happens is Lestat leaves. He leaves all of them in Miami. So they're in Miami. All of them are in Miami, including Armand and Danny. All of them are in Miami. I don't know how this is going to end in the TV show, but in the books, then they're in Miami. He decides to go off. He goes off, and I'm assuming that this is taking place during the time that Lestat leaves them.
Yeah.
Okay.
And in that time frame, he meets all these other witches, and all this other stuff starts to happen, and then he comes back to the Chronicles, I think, at some point. I forget. He's still a part of it, but
So I think episode 1 of this season is even after Akasha.
Yeah.
So you think it's after Akasha too?
Yeah.
That's how I feel, because I read
episode 1. The beginning of episode 1 is after Akasha.
Oh,
Just the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm following now.
Mhm. So allegedly Arcane, I do believe that allegedly Arcane has been with us in the past. Allegedly Arcane says, "Happy Wednesday, hey you guys. I'm just listening. Thank
Hey,
you
boo.
for listening." Tootie also says, "I was talking about Lestat's point of view of the trial, not Armand's. My bad. No. I mentioned Armand's, which got everybody else talking about Armand's." Tootie also says, "The king and queen are referred to as those who must be."
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
Thank you.
That's it.
Books, Girls, and Purse says, "I don't think Lestat's dead. He's up to no good somehow, some way. Who do you think bought Lestat's albums?" I was thinking about that. I kind of think that
Louis.
since Louis is like the 550 something richest person in the world, it's gotta be Louis.
Gotta be Louis. Or it's one of the other ancients that kind of are a little bit of a fan, but we haven't met any of them yet. So
I would only assume the only other person who could have possibly beat Louis is the Talamask.
Yeah.
Which would be Raglan James.
Yeah.
And they paper long. They've been around for longer than him. So
Mm-hmm. They have a
All right.
vested interest, kind of, sort of.
So that's the end of the comments. I don't know if Elia is still here. She's not. Okay, but we had another comment that came in, so let's deal with that real quick. I do think Louis got a hold of those albums. That's too easy, and they never give up what we want. I mean, whoever gives up what we want? I mean,
ever.
So allegedly Arcane says, "Yes, I've been here. Yeah, I thought so. I changed my name from in Harmon."
Okay.
Hi,
Hey, boo boo.
All right, we're done. Elia.
So the show, as we know, gets into some weird Game of Thrones level incestuous types,
Ugh.
right? Uncover your faces. So how did you react to the flashback scenes where the line between mother and son and lovers completely blurs? What was your reaction? And I feel like we talked about it a little bit in the last installment, but just kind of seeing the flashbacks between Gabriella and Lestat. What was your reaction to those lines being blurred between mother and son and lover?
Cringe.
Yeah.
Sum it up in one word. I was like, please don't.
I personally think that it's a miss for them to focus so much on it. Like, we've seen several scenes of this happening. We get the point. We get the idea of their relationship. I don't want to see it anymore. And I think they've done more of it in this show than I think was even intimated in the books. I feel like they have. Like, it really was just kind of stated in the books, or kind of led you to believe that was going on in the books. I don't feel like there was this much
Harping on it.
Yeah, harping on it in. But the flip can be said about Louis and Lestat too, though. So I guess people could have the same interpretation of that we have with, but at least
They didn't
that's
really talk about their sex
conventional.
life.
That is, him and his mother is not conventional, and I think it turned some viewers off. Honestly, I think it has turned some viewers off. I think there's some negativity behind it. But for narrative purposes, I understand why they are talking about it, because it is an undercurrent, and this whole weirdness is kind of the reason why. It's one of the reasons why their relationship is what it is, and why there's this constant current in it.
So, so I agree with everything that Corey just said. I think it is important for us to understand who Lestat is, and also to understand what it means to be a vampire. So, I do remember Anne Rice saying at one point that that a vampire's relationship with love / sex is completely different than the morals that humans have. They don't have the same walls. that humans have. And so as a result, and you got to think about it, like you're drawn to your maker. You are drawn to your maker, and if he makes his mom, what you think is gonna happen?
Right.
Mhm.
Like
I
this
just,
is
it's the constant viewership of it.
Yeah, I think it's sick.
Yeah.
I said when I first saw it, like I was like, I don't want to see this. I do not want to see this.
I was like,
not to mention. I kind of think they dropped the ball a little bit in their representation of her. I expected more androgyny,
Yes.
and
Said that.
Yeah.
that's not
Yeah.
what I'm getting. So
Yes.
I kind of, that piece of it
Do
is
you
also
think-
making it not fun.
Do you think we're gonna get that? I mean, because he found the boat. It was empty, but her hair was cut off. Do you think we're gonna start to get that now?
I hope so, because I really wanted to see it. I wanted to see their take on it, but if that's their take is what we've seen so far, then I feel like it's a miss. Excuse my dog, he's being nosy.
I'm hoping so. I'm hoping that was like an Easter egg or what have you. But more than just the hair, the clothing, you know. So I'm hoping we'll get that.
Do you want to get comments, or you want to go to the next question? Let me know.
Let's go to the next question, and we will move to the next comment. So at the end of this particular episode, we have Gabriella mentioning the voices. In a great emergence. Is she manipulating Lestat into becoming an apocalyptic vampire messiah?
Is who manipulating Lestat?
Gabriella. Is she manipulating him into trying to become this apocalyptic vampire messiah, so to speak? Realizing he's reaching people through his music and blah 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 blah. Is she manipulating him into becoming an apocalyptic vampire messiah, so to speak?
I thought there were vampire voices.
They
That's
were.
what I think they are. I think they're the old ones. I think
that
or do you think it's the other vampires that they're hearing?
It's everybody.
vampire. Oh, it's vampires and humans?
No, it's just vampires.
That's what I thought, and I thought that I didn't think that they were trying to make him a messiah. I thought they were trying to make him another like massive coven leader.
Would it not kind of go hand in hand with him kind of being a messiah? It's just a question.
So
I don't think that vampires look at it that way. I don't even know if vampires really believe in God.
So there's actually a book where he kind of goes through this whole little.
Huh?
There's a book in the Chronicles, the
Them
Vampire
not-
Chronicles, where he kind of goes down this whole rabbit hole with God and the devil. And Anne Rice's books kind of all have that little theme
Religiosity.
through them a little bit. I think that it's two things. I think that she definitely has ideas of him being some sort of utilizing the power that he has and the potential that he has, and the ability that he has to reach vampires, to being able to control them and bring about some sort of chaos. Because she said as much in like either this episode or the last episode about wanting him to do just that, or doing just that. But I also think that what he's hearing, or the voices that she's hearing, and I think that he would hear them too if he wasn't so distracted with all the other stuff that's going on, right?
Lestat doesn't want to hear. He doesn't use that part of his gift very often.
Okay. So they haven't. I don't know. Have they explained that? I don't know if they explained that.
He kind of sort of did when, like, right after he turned Louis. They briefly mentioned it.
Yeah. So
I saw them listening to somebody before.
That was Louis listening. Remember at the end of last season, Louis was the one that was listening and all that.
My take on it with the Messiah thing, I don't know if being a coven leader would mean that you're a new Messiah or maybe just bringing a new world order to being a vampire. I don't know if that's Messiah like though. Maybe it's the same thing and I don't realize it.
So I do think that she is manipulating Lestat, and I do think that she wants Lestat to claim this power. I think for her to be adjacent to the person with power gives her power, especially if she can so easily manipulate him. That gives her a whole lot of power, and I think that she wants it. I think she covets it. I think that's her game plan.
But which is weird though, because in this iteration of the story, she wants power, which is different from the books per se, because she's kind of basically a hermit in the books.
Agree.
So this is a little bit of a lot of a deviation from the source material. It's interesting though because it does fit the kind of
Not the
it fits the
source
overall
material.
narrative. Get into it, boo.
I mean, like, not the source material.
So for me, I do not doubt at all that she's manipulating him into being some sort of messiah. And if we take away the religious sect part of it and just bring it into the vampiric nucleus of it all, a messiah is someone who is a leader.
Yeah.
Trying to bring an awakening and do all of these sorts of things. And so I do think she's manipulating him to bring an awakening to the vampires and kind of obliterate the rules of the old covens and the old ways and say, hey, here we are. This is what we're doing. Down to Lestat being a rock star, doing all these things. I'm not hiding. I'm a vampire. This is what I am. This is what I do. I'm not hiding in the shadows. I'm here to bring an awakening to we're here. This is what we're doing. So I guess in my mind, I do think his mother is kind of trying to prime him into being some sort of messiah. Now, what
was crazy?
I don't know. I'm sorry, Mary Man. Go ahead.
I interrupted. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I was just thinking though, like, could you imagine though having to live your whole life in the shadows, and then it's like, well, maybe we can introduce ourselves to the new world order with all this crazy stuff going on, and maybe we can just be a part of society, and like we can rely and figure out how to exist in a different manner, because obviously this isn't working. Because we have to have all these rules that means that we can't do shit. Like we can't have fun, we can't live publicly, we can't party, we can't
We have all this power, right?
Yeah,
we have all this
we
power.
can't be honest about being some of the wealthiest people in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like we have to lie, we have to change our names, and really people should be like kissing our asses, because like, who knows? We might be able to get rid of the bad guy. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe we'll take care of this prison problem. You never know. Ain't they that?
So I think that there's a couple things that's really good about what we're saying, is that, and it's similar to the Queen of the Damned movie. So in the Queen of the Damned movie, we remember Lestat was the main one he was telling all of vampire kind, come out wherever you are. He was encouraging people to, encouraging that, right? Because he doesn't want to live in the shadows. He doesn't want to do all these things. And then we have the same kind of thread within the story of this story, but he's doing it, but he's not doing it in a way in which Gabrielle wants or desires him to do such. It's almost like he's resisting it sort of way.
He's not being intentional.
He's not being intentional, as he was more intentional in the Queen of the Damned movie. But I think it's interesting because ultimately we know, a little bit of a spoiler, at the end of all of the books, he does become some sort of prince, king type figure within vampire society or vampire culture. So he kind of does change things a little bit, I believe. I didn't read the book.
So, do you want me to read these comments real quick before they get extremely long?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so we don't have to comment on all of them, but Red Thought says maybe Louis and Armand lost body parts after the fight with Akasha. Tootie says, I was appalled by Gabriella. That flashback of her telling Lestat she loved him was pure manipulation and sexual coercion. She knows how, ooh, I can't see that. She knows how to use Lestat's love to get what she wants. Tootie also says it really showcases Lestat's complicated relationship with love and sex. Allegedly, Arcane says, I love listening to you all discuss IWAD. I will binge watch when the season is over. Books, Girls, and Purrs says, agreed. Red Taught. Tootie says, when you live forever, you're bound to sleep with someone you aren't supposed to. I agree with you.
Right.
He also says we aren't getting much of that, in my opinion. You're absolutely right. Whenever she's around Lestat, she tries to look like a woman. Tootie says we aren't getting much of the Tootie says Gabriella is using Lestat's love to further the great conversion for sure. It's motivating the type of chaos she was telling him he wanted in one of the flashbacks. Red Tot says more than a prophet than a messiah, she listens. She wanted, my bad, that was a typo. Allegedly says to Tootie, so they are sexual beings. Tootie says to allegedly, these vamps absolutely are sexual beings to their very cores. Allegedly, yeah. Books, Girls, and Purrs says, yeah, I think Lestat turning Gabriella is a cautionary tale. He's made his mom a vamp. He's made a child a vamp, and 2 others that have mental health issues. Vampire existence sucks. Allegedly, Arcane says, "Oh, okay, thank you."
But Boots, wouldn't you say though that if everyone would have some sort of mental instability if you've lived or if you can potentially live for forever, I think at some point in time you'd have some sort of something.
Especially if you're trapped in the wrong body. You're trapped in an older body. You're trapped in a younger body. You really want to be vamped out in between 18, 24, 25. You know what I'm saying?
You just want it because you
You perky.
I'm trying to be fine forever. What we talking about? Shit.
All right. So, one final question. So the episode explores what happens when people look for a proxy instead of facing their own grief. How does Louis' dynamic with Regina parallel Lestat's dynamic with his mother?
Oh, child.
So looking for a proxy as opposed to facing your own grief. How does that parallel with Louis' dynamic with his mother? Louis' dynamic with Regina and Lestat's dynamic with his mother.
So I don't know if I agree that they parallel in a way, but I don't want to say they mirror them, because I feel like Louis' grief with Claudia is based on the relationship that they had, the trauma bond that they had based on being with Lestat and all the time and stuff that they spent together and the things that happened in New Orleans and how she died and his reluctance or inability to be able to move on from that. I don't know if Lestat's relationship with Gabrielle has that level of.
It's a proxy. It is.
You think?
It might be a proxy because of the relationship Louis had with his sister before she died.
And so
it's a combination of a couple things, you think, for Louis.
Yeah.
And which, Corey, I love your brain. I think it's the most beautiful and sexiest thing I've ever seen. And so I'm not disagreeing, but I with Lestat, I do still feel like it's a proxy because it's so layered. Lestat didn't get a true mother. He didn't get a true sister. He didn't get any of those things. And so he's using that weird vamp creation, with his mother as a proxy for something that should have been a norm.
I could see that. But I guess I could see that.
Okay, I'm sorry, Berryman. I know you you're itching to go. This is what I want to say. I'm going to the question. Louis turns Claudia because she was about to die. Lestat turns his mother because she was about to die. They're complicated because Louis and Claudia are brother and sister,
Right.
companions. Lestat and his mother, son and mother, companions. They are similar to an extent. I'm not going to say that they're 100%. I'm not going to say that. But they're complicated. These are complicated feelings that these people have for each other. And the complication is what's so beautiful.
Isn't it? That's what makes it. That's what
I
makes
feel
us
like-
keep coming back.
I
It's
feel
so
like
complicated.
they're family placeholders.
Yes.
Yes.
I agree.
You know,
Yeah.
that's what the link is. It's like he was so close to his family, Louis. He was so close to his mother, Lestat. And like them being gone, you just don't have that anymore. You know, and people who have dealt with grief on a major scale of having someone super close to you gone, all you want to do is have that back.
Yes. Neither of them had people they could truly trust.
Mm-hmm.
And so that tracks.
Okay. Let's get to some of these comments. So allegedly Arcane was agreeing with Bearer of Men at your prime, of course. At your, what was that a Aaliyah song? At your best.
At your best.
Oh, yeah. Tootie says vampirism is a contrast state. I gotta read over here. Contrast state of regression, and Louis is a prime example of that. You would did I say constant? Thank you. You would think after season 2 that he would learn to live honest, as he told Lestat.
That's what's so frustrating about Louis too. Because it's like he doesn't learn the lesson. It's like I feel like this is another pattern of him of rehashing the past and living in the grief and the trauma.
What is he lying about though? He told
He's
her.
more human than vampire. That's the thing with Louis.
Yeah.
Louis is holding on to that humanity still. And that's
Still.
been the biggest.
And he's not lying. He told her. He had her read the book. She had an option. And let's think about what the first question was. I didn't get to say, but with that road of darkness, it seemed to only apply to vampires. But this Regina character, her life is pretty fucked up.
Yeah, that is true.
She's
I'm really interested in where they go with her.
Say Daddy Lou. She thought it was crazy and it was weird at first, but then, you know, he hit her with that manyan and she was like.
Now, this is my question. Did he tip her $500 or was it $500,000?
I think he tipped her $1,000.
Well, for some reason, I thought I saw a 5.
I did too. I thought it was like
he could give her whatever she need, he will fix it.
So
and he never ever specifically said that she had to say Daddy Lou, okay?
But she took it upon herself
But
to
she
say
knew
it based on the book.
For you to be coming over here and for you to bring this book over here and for you to want me to know, it's something you want me to do. And if you don't want me to sit on your lap, you want something. You want some sort of form of companionship. And you want me to fulfill that bubble. And like
she read the book and she knows. I mean, it's all through the book. It's the loneliness. It's the loneliness.
It is. It's extreme loneliness. The sad part about it is,
oh girl, you got like debt. You got racks. This man talking about giving you 500,000 racks. I'm saying though.
And I ain't gotta have sex, and I ain't gotta be on OnlyFans. I ain't gotta do none of that.
I ain't gotta do none of that.
And he said he know about her OnlyFans. What? And it ain't getting no money.
Call me Sunshine because I'm putting this motherfucking yellow dress on.
Right?
Hey,
I would have did it. With Pig, would have had no problem. Would have did it right then. Yes.
Which version you want? You want the regular, I'm your sister, or you want me to go all the way back when I was your daughter? Let me know who you want.
I'm here for it.
Wouldn't it be messed up, really, though? If I know it's not, but wouldn't it be messed up if, in a weird twist, that she's not really there?
But she's not what?
Ooh, then
That
he really
she's
fucked up.
that she's not really there.
fucked up.
I like the way you think.
Oh, that she's not. She's a figment of his imagination. Oh my
Much
God.
like how Lestat is seeing all these past people kind of taunt him and make him work through his trauma. Is that what's happening for Louis?
That would be a cool turn of events to know that he was sitting in a coffee shop talking to himself. Child.
That's a mic drop right there.
So Tootie says, but then we get to the first episode of season 3 and find out that Louis never told Lestat about the book, Lie of Omission. Now we see him using Regina, his new proxy, to cope with his loneliness. Thoughts?
He's the reason for some of his loneliness because of some of the ways that he deals with things and how he acts and lies about certain things. But Louis,
I think he's also crazy. I don't even think he acted.
Louis didn't think that book was about to pop like that. That's me.
Yeah.
he thought that Daniel's gonna drop that book and wasn't nobody gonna know.
Yeah, nobody was listening. Nobody was in the group chat. So
He's like, you were now offer now?
I'm not mad at Louis because nobody was in the group chat. Nobody was listening. Like for me, I can sit and talk about House of the Dragon to just me and motherfucking Jermaine and Erica, and ain't nobody else listening. Ain't
But
nobody.
we gonna be sitting there like,
Oh shit.
oh, somebody like it? Oh, Lord, we got a show now.
Here's the other part about that equation. Armand was sitting right there during the midst of all of that recording and while this story was being told. And he knew about the Great Laws. And if he was as much as concerned about the Great Laws as he claims to be, why didn't he step in?
He challenged.
Because he challenged it.
So look, so according to the books, everywhere across the world, they had turned away from the Great Laws. It was really just Paris that was holding on to it. And so I think we've got to move past the Great Laws, and vampires have moved past those Great Laws. But let's go back to these comments because we had an hour and 7 minutes. So Regina is absolutely a placeholder to attempt to fill the gaping hole in his heart that Claudia's death caused. Books, Girls, and Purse says Gabriella and Louis are similar, both withholding affection from Lestat. So I think that's another layer to why Lestat wants Gabriella around in the absence of. Oh, I love that. All right, so Onyx Crown says Louis lying to himself, thinking paying Regina for Claudia play will stave off the grief.
It will not.
It will not.
I agree.
Nothing will.
So Tootie says Louis is putting Regina so bad. Louis is putting Regina in danger by revealing his identity, which is against the Great Laws. By the way, I don't want him to be surprised this time when a girl is hurt because of him. Oof. Do you think something's gonna happen to Regina?
Yeah, because I don't think she can stay in the show unless she's another character in disguise. Because how long can they push Delaney's character? Claudia, she gone. And I
love that they have her working. I
do too, but realistically,
unless Louis turns up,
they not gonna.
How we feel about that?
I think that would be I think the fandom.
I think he would if she asks.
I think the fandom would revolt. I really think that would be just a.
Because it changes so much from the book.
Yeah, that's just not.
That's too far.
That's too far. That's a step too far.
Like, it's nice to see her back on screen and let it play out.
It's a step too far.
Maybe a little too far. Like cosplaying Claudia is cool, but turning her might be too much.
Books, Girls, and Purse says Regina's option was 500,000. Here's my horror number, like 10 million was Daniel.
Wait. Like
500,000, I understand, child. Let me
the way she spit that out,
like at the end, 500,000. What is you talking about?
You are not the same.
What you said, Daddy?
We are not the same.
But shit.
Say it again, Bear. What you said, Daddy Lou?
Daddy Lou, you want me in the You want to be Daddy Lou or you want to be my brother? What we doing? What we doing?
Onyx Crown says, I love that Delaney Hills mentioned Young Miami's Spin That in
Hell
reference
yeah.
to Regina in
Yep.
IG story.
In that shit.
Blue Scarlet First says, I don't think Regina actually looks like Claudia. Okay.
What do you mean?
So look, yes. Demeanor, all the other things, no. Because I mean, it obviously it's the same character,
Yeah.
right? It's the same person, but they are not the same. Not even close.
No, they aren't the same.
So looks versus character and
Question.
They're the same piece.
Do you think? Oh, I'm sorry.
Wait, what you mean? Books, girls, purse. I'm confused.
So let me ask this question until Books responds. Do you think that Claudia, if she had not died when she died, do you think that her personality would have been closer to Regina's?
no,
Mm-mm.
no.
I think that her personality was already close to Regina's. I think that's why he's even more drawn, because he's been sitting there watching her. The adult version of Claudia's mind, not the child.
Yeah.
That's why I said that's why I kept joking, like, but you want to be Daddy Lou or you want to be my brother? Which one is it?
Honestly, I think it would be tempting for him to want to turn her, especially going back to what Barry Min said. If she were to ask, that would be so tempting for him, because she would not be burdened with having to grow
being
up.
a child vampire, right?
Right? She might be all right.
Again, I think it's interesting. I just don't think it's gonna happen because it's so far from the story.
Would you stop watching it though? Because I wouldn't. Because I mean,
I would
it's
not. I would not, but I would be scared that a lot of people would. You know how these fans are about.
Fans are crazy. You're right.
About beloved stories.
What do we think about that?
Y'all, I
think
don't
you
want it to
might-
happen, but I do want it to happen because I want to see it, but I don't want it to happen because I don't want it to cause chaos in the show. Meaning the
I mean, you don't want
world
the show
that
to
is
go off.
watching the show.
You don't want the show to go off.
I'm kind of on the same wavelength with Corey. Like, it's just, where's it gonna go when you do that?
Right.
Like, I'm
I
okay
mean,
with it, but it has to
don't
make
do it.
sense.
Right.
I mean, I think
And
it opens
really,
a lot of doors.
a lot of things with book adaptations into screen, a lot of fans really just want the books to be adapted. They don't want people to change it too much, right? And I think what happens is when they make those too many changes,
I want to cheapen it.
it's not the same for them, and it will turn fans off. And we love the
Honestly,
series,
I don't
and we
think
don't
that
want
it
to.
can be that way, because it's gonna change because it's a show versus a movie.
I know.
And I'm fine with that. Just as long as whatever it is that you change, even if it changes the vampire rules or whatever it is in the show, I'm good with that as long as it makes sense and it is for the betterment of the show.
Mm-hmm.
And it keeps viewers. It keeps I ain't worried about.
Well, maybe they got a lot of backlash because a lot of people wanted her to come back. Because
But that's not the story.
The coffee shop.
And so I'm good with that as long as however you guys decide to keep her, it makes sense. That's my thing. I don't want you to make it cheesy or make it too left to where it doesn't even feel like Anne Rice anymore at all. Like, okay, Anne Rice is going on to meet her maker. Cool, great. But at least keep her essence. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're gonna change some things, make it make sense. That's all that I ask as a viewer. Like, I'm good. Like, remakes, I have no problem with that. Just make it make sense.
So Books, Girls, and Purrs also says, I think Louis is the Lulu and thinks this person looks like Claudia, but in reality, she doesn't.
I agree. I agree.
Tootie says, I'm sorry. Did I interrupt someone?
No, you're good.
Tootie says Louis didn't turn Claudia originally, so I think that he'll turn Regina as a do-over since she is an adult, like y'all said. Onyx Crown says when Regina said "burn my ass up," nah, that better not happen. I don't remember that, to be honest.
I don't either. I gotta go back and watch it because I don't
I'm
remember.
about to watch it a second time to see that. I really think they're gonna.
Was that when she was screaming at his ass outside the coffee shop?
No, I went back and the closed caption was on there. I don't remember her saying that. She was just basically saying she don't have time for this in her life. She was saying stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. I think ultimately what's going to happen with her, I think they're going to either, like Boot says, I think that there's going to come a point when he realizes that that's not actually her and she does not look like it's just all in his mind. Or I think she's not going to really be there and she's going to be a way for him to process his grief, much like Lestat is seeing those people from his past. It's just a little bit different for him.
I think Louis is gonna ask Lestat his opinion, because for some reason I remember seeing Lestat at that coffee shop, and I think Lestat is gonna be like, let's not go to the past, let's go towards the future, leave that girl alone. That's what I think is actually gonna happen. I don't know if that's what's gonna happen, but that's what I'm thinking. I just pose questions, y'all. Elia is not here. So have we talked about that scene with Daniel and Armand at the end? That scene where
conversion?
What'd you say?
About the great conversion? No, we have not. Because
okay.
I didn't realize the great conversion was like too many vampires turning and like oversaturating the vampiric market. Like I guess ratio to humans, like they'll eat them all up. Like it can't be so many of us. That's how when I realized when Lestat was describing it, I mean not Lestat, when Armand was describing it, I was like, oh, that's no good. Because then what are you gonna eat?
Animals, but it's not the same sustenance for them.
It's gonna make them weak. So I kind of felt a little alarmed when he was talking to Daniel, and almost like we're starting to get the bigger picture, like almost like they introduced the bigger picture. Like he can't do this because it's going to widen the vampire market, and humans aren't procreating like that.
I think, and that's where Akasha's going to come in ultimately, because I believe she is of the view that humans are animals, right? They're food.
She is.
That's not. She doesn't think that.
No. Okay. Her real purpose. I'm sorry. I don't want to confuse. What were you about to say, Barrowman?
I was about to say I remember reading the book, and I remember her feeling like there's a happy medium or something.
So she does believe that that vampires are the apex creatures, if you will. But what she really wants to do is she wants to get rid of all the men.
Oh.
She wants to get rid of all the men. Save a few that will help to propagate the population. She believes that men are the reason for starvation, the reason for wars, the reason for rape and murder.
While she would sit and sleep, she realized that, because it's not like she was asleep, she could watch the world. And she was like, look, I tell you who got to go, it's them. I mean, do we all not feel that way sometimes? No? Oh, okay. Okay.
Well, I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to be like, when I was younger, yes, those same thoughts did cross my mind. You know, like when you're young and you could think 5-10 different things all at one time.
Yeah.
And you believed every one of them.
At the same damn time.
Yeah. So Honest Crown also says, Regina said that in response to Louis showing a pic of him with a Lemuel. Oh yeah, when she found out that he was really gay. All right. Tootie says Armand putting the Great Conversion on Lestat was foul. That shit has been happening since season 2, and Armand wasn't doing nothing about it then, as far as we know. I mean, okay, so I don't think that Armand. I don't think at this particular point in time, Armand doesn't know his level of power. He knows that there are vampires that are older than him, wiser than him, more powerful than him, and so in his mind, who is he? He just wants to be far away. He wants to be far away. That's why he was telling Lestat, "Please stop. Please stop. You're making this situation worse." That was in his way. That was his way of basically saying, "I care for not just you, but I care for all of us. All these vampires that hate me, I care for y'all. Please stop, Lestat. You putting us in a bad situation." All right. So Tui also says he said that to scare Daniel out of continuing the documentary with Lestat.
Quite possible.
I just don't understand though, because I don't understand that narrative, because Armand was right there when this all kicked off. He was right there.
Well, it started, according to the TV show, it started because of Louis and the book.
Yeah.
Yeah, more people have an awareness of vampires, and vampires having a whole book was like, "Ooh, we can wake up, we can talk. We can come out of hiding. They know we exist." Y'all saw how Lestat got shot?
Yeah.
Did we talk about that? I was like, damn, because that's exactly what will happen in today.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good little kind of
that was
thing that they did
realistic
there.
to me. Yeah,
It was.
I was like, honestly, with all these crazy people, oh yeah, somebody come and shoot at you to prove a point.
So this is where I am. Not about what you just said, Barrowman. I was thinking about Armand and Daniel and the power that the two of them share with each other. When you watch the After Dark, they specifically mentioned that this is a new power for Daniel. Right now, I can't see how that power can help him in any way. Not to say that it can't. I like right now. I'm not creative enough to figure that out.
Their little shared time or shared space power that they kind of showed. Yeah.
Being able to stop everything around them.
Yeah. That's kind of cool.
I love that, actually. It's a little bit of privacy when you don't know, you realize you need it.
Okay, I buy that. Especially if he's able to not just share it with Armand, but with others.
Right.
Mercury Landing says, late to the party and loving y'all's thoughts about it. I think we heard the Devil's Road term before in season 2 from the vampire who threw herself in the fire. Oh, I do remember that. Okay.
I do remember that too.
Tootie says, Lestat almost quitting was interesting. That's why I'm not going to blame the Great Conversion on him. Whatever bad happens is on Gabrielle now. I don't care. You want that go? You want that bitch go?
And me too. Like expeditiously gone. Wanna go?
All right, so we are nearing an hour and a half. So as we go ahead and close out this installment of the Vampire Lestat, episode 4, The Devil's Road, we are going to do our rating from Mayfair to 10. I'm going to start with Bear of Men. How are you rating episode 4, Devil's Road of the Vampire Lestat, from Mayfair, basically being in the negative, to 10?
I'm gonna give it a 7.5. I didn't really want to hear about his mom as much as people enjoy incest. I'm not one. It just throws me off, and getting into the backstory about how their Tawdry love affair happens. They could have kept it. I don't care. I don't want to know about it.
I totally
Keep it to
agree.
your fucking self. Like, oh, this is how I ended up fucking my mom. I don't care. I don't care. I don't want to, and maybe it's because I'm a mother of sons, bearer of men of sons. I don't care. But that's the reason why it gets the whole, like, number.
7.5. All right. Corey C. What you want?
I will also give it a 7.5. For the same reasoning. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. I think they lean too much on it, and I would rather see the space of time that they spend on that piece of the story. I would rather learn more about something else going on with Louis, or introducing the next part of the story, right?
Yes.
That's what I would rather. That's what I'd rather the time be taken up with.
Yeah.
Jermaine?
So I'm gonna give it a 7. And I'm basically gonna echo a whole lot of what Corey just said. There were a certain part. Oh, Jesus. All right. So first, that first scene. No one has talked about that first scene, and the reason why no one has talked about that first scene, because that first scene was immaterial to the entire episode, show. Now, the only thing that it did was it told us that that Lestat had powers, but we already knew that Lestat had these powers. Why have that? That was a waste of time. So I was confused about what it was that I was seeing. So you got that piece, and then you add onto it. I've rarely said this. I think I said it once this particular episode. I don't find Lestat and his mama. That shit is gross. Mm-hmm. And I get it, they're vampires, but like it could have been insinuated. We could have seen some longing looks or whatever, and I still would have been grossed out, but I wouldn't have been grossed out to the point where I'm saying what I'm saying right now. Okay.
It's your mom.
Okay. What I was most interested in, and y'all know I love Louis anyway, but I was more interested in the dynamic between Louis and Regina, because that to me was more compelling. What was more compelling to me was the dynamic between Daniel and Armand. What was more compelling to me was the relationship between Armand and that band member who now realizes that Armand is his sponsor. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are the things that we could have talked about in this particular episode.
So that's why. After that?
Right. That all of that would have been better, or even setting up the next part of the story of how we get to meet more ancients and more people that are going to eventually come about in the story that we'll probably see this season. Like, setting that stuff up, I think would have been a better use of time than seeing that. But
Okay, in the group.
So it's a 7.
Yeah.
It's a 7 for me. Definitely not gonna call my homegirls and brag about it. Or my homeboys. I'm not gonna call and brag about it and be like, hey, yeah, this happened to me and you need to try this. Not gonna do that. This was not my favorite episode in this season. By far. Where there were a few moments, because I love to jest, that I found absolutely hilarious with the 12-step program with Armand and those types of refrains that I found very interesting and intriguing. This was not the best episode of this season. It was not. But it wasn't the worst. I'm not gonna Mayfair it. It wasn't that. It was good. I enjoyed it, but I'm gonna give it a 7. I'm gonna give it a 7.
I will also say, to complement what you're saying, I think this storyline is the reason why it's not in. I don't think it's in the top 10 on Amazon TV shows right now. It has fantastic ratings on Rotten Tomatoes, but it is not in 1, 2, or 3 in Amazon top TV shows right now. And I think really it's because of that piece.
Am I gonna stop watching it? No.
Hell no.
I'm gonna watch it again. But Books Girls and Purse says, I feel like Armand and Daniel's bond is symbolic of how when you love someone, you feel like time stops and you can only see that person. So that's how the bond is manifesting. Question: do we think that this is something that is this showing us that maybe the bond is evolving, if you will? Because the Maker and Fledgling, they aren't able to communicate with each other and things like that. Is this not like a way of communicating? I just, whatever.
I think maybe it might be getting to the point where
I
they
like
eventually
books
become a
first.
couple. I think.
You think they're going to become a couple?
I think.
Okay. I love that Armand told them there was love there.
Say that one more time.
I like that Armand told him, no, there's
I
love.
don't give a cotton picking rat's ass what Armand says. I don't trust him. He an asshole.
He is an asshole.
Honey,
A whole
I mean,
ass.
I don't know a person that walks the earth that isn't.
Let me be fair, Baron. It's a certain disdain that I have for Armand in particular. He's done too much. Let me be very clear. Let me say that. I'm not discrediting anything that you say. I trust you. You can say water is wet. I'm going to believe you because that's what it is. That's what you said. But when it comes to Armand,
He full of goddamn hogwash, huh?
he's done too much. You
Done too
took
much.
credit for sentencing Louis to banishment. You took credit for that. That was not you. That was just that. That pissed me off.
Yeah.
You now you're gonna 12-step program. It's another
Everyone deserves redemption.
I agree.
it's
I
another
agree, but will he get redemption in the show?
No, I don't think he's gonna get it. Not this season.
You think so?
Oh, not this season, but yeah, he will. He will.
I think that little club foot he got gonna give it to him.
I can't wait to see
from
it.
episode 1.
I can't wait to see it.
it.
I do agree with somebody else. I think that's the fight with Akasha. That's my thinking. I don't know how.
That's
I
what
don't
I'm
know
thinking
that.
too. It has to be.
It's only her. Only she can rip something off and it don't fucking come back. God damn, girl.
I think it's gonna go back. So your Valentine, thank you, your Valentine, said, but Lestat literally is ushering in the great conversion. Armand is correct, foul or not. It's true. Armand told the truth.
He did. I think he
Well,
might have. I feel like he was being honest.
I do
he's
think he was being
paranoid.
honest.
I think his paranoia is justified because he knows that, some wild boys out here that are way older than he is. And he's like, oh, shit. Like, I do not want to deal with them. And then they know that these people I had something to do with, Lord.
Our final comment, that is gross. Oh, yeah.
100% disgusting.
I'm disgusted.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us for the Vampire Lestat episode 4, The Devil's Road. We will be right back at you on next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Go ahead.
No, I was tomorrow.
Also tomorrow for the House of Dragons.
Oh, yes, we will be with you tomorrow. And we're also covering House of the Dragon season 3, episode
2. Episode 2.
Episode 2. Queen's
It's 3 seasons, y'all. It's trio.
The Queen's Landing. And on Sundays, we are coming at you with Beyond the Gates. So do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We'd love to hear from you. And thank you for everybody in the comments. We love it.
Y'all made this so fun.
Thank you for the engagement.
So fun.
We've got questions and we know you have answers, so make love to our senses in the comments. Drop them down below.